I know I said I was going to do CVT mods last, but I'm running into kind of a wall here. I may have to do a Variator mod. So the outside plate on my Variator is 115 millimeters. And that's good. That's what the performance ones are. There's really no reason to buy a performance outside plate unless you're going to do the ankle biter and lose the fan. You get some more power there. My belt is only going to right here. So my belt is only going to 100 millimeters. And that is a lot of speed I'm giving up. Same with the Variator itself. My belt's going to about 100 millimeters. And I've got a potential to go 107. So what the hell is up with that? 107, 115. With the stock Variator, you can see that even if I tune my roller weights to get the belt all the way to the outside edge, I'm still not using the entire part, the 115 diameter of the drive face. This is reason number one to get a performance Variator. It's going to give you 115 on the inside instead of 107. Here's why Variator diameter is so important. Let's say the belt's only going to 107 millimeters on your Variator. And it's limited because of the inside Variator is 107 millimeters. If we can get the belt to go to 115 millimeters, the belt will actually travel a further distance and it'll go faster. The further we can get that belt out, the faster we can make that belt travel, and the faster the rear end goes, which equates to higher top speed. If I'm only going here with my 835 belt, now I'm going to try to go here. That's a greater distance. That's where I need that 842 belt. So it's not an 842 belt mod, it's a larger diameter Variator mod. We just need the 842 belt to accommodate that mod. The second benefit of the performance Variator is on the stock, when the rollers kind of hit a wall, you can actually roll them with your finger and they'll stop. They stop about right there. They hit a wall. And even if I went heavier rollers to get the belt to push all the way to the edge and get rid of that little line right there that's not being used and get it up to 107, the heavier rollers may not press it out that far because it hits that wall and stops. If you look at a performance Variator like an NCY, the little ramps keep on ramping past that point where that angle is. Right here the ramps quit ramping about right here, and then it's a vertical wall. With the performance Variators, the ramps keep going up to a higher point, and you'll even see they're cut out in here a little bit like this. They're even notched out in there a little bit. Of course, when that belt goes up like this, it's just like a bicycle going into a higher gear. It puts a lot more load on the engine, and it's going to lug it down. That's why heavier weights give you less RPMs. Lighter weights give you more RPMs, but they may not push the belt all the way out. So it's a fine balance. 14 gram. That's pretty heavy. So they're already pretty heavy weight and is not going to the end. It kind of makes me think the Variator itself is limiting it. And again, I see no reason to get the whole kit. All I really need is this piece here. I'm going to try these rollers and then I'll tune it later. And this drive face is fine. It's 115 millimeters already. It's got a fan on it, which I want. And that's it. I want to do the Variator mod separate than the clutch mod, so we can test them individually. I don't want to change these both at once, so I'll address the clutch later. Rollers are limited by that wall, so I got my 115 millimeter NCY roller. And you can see they go further into the variator. So hopefully the weights can come out farther. I'm gonna change the weights to this and put this on. I'm gonna use the same exact weights so I can just get the difference in this alone. And if I don't like the results, then we'll change weights. But I want to see what the weights are, the difference in the weights are. And I think I'm gonna run the 135 belt just to see if it actually works with the 115 variator, and it'll go big enough. If it doesn't, we'll go to the 842 belt. I want to change two things at once so we can test just this variator.
All right, 115 variator, 835 belt, and stock roller weights.
So the last best run we had was when we put the cam in. That's with the 107 variator and 63 miles an hour. I put the 115 variator in it, same 835 belt, same rollers, and we got 64. Not much difference, so I'm gonna find out why. So I think that belt travel is limited to about 110 millimeters by the belt, by the 835 belt. So I'm not gonna try roller weights yet. I'm gonna try the 842 belt. Remember, I made the video saying the 842 belt was a myth, and that is true if you're putting it on a stock bike. But we did say we're gonna readdress the 842 belt when I get some mods going, and I think this is an appropriate time. I think the belt's limiting that travel. So I'm gonna leave the roller weights the same. We're gonna go 842 belt, do another test run.
842 belt on now, 115 millimeter variator.
That was an epic mod. The 842 belt, or the combination of 115 millimeter variator and 842 belt, I should say. So we were at 63 miles an hour after the cam, and we got the 0 to 30 down to 3.9 seconds, and the 1/8 mile to 13.2. Those are good numbers. The unexpected result of the 842 belt made the bike take off different. So what happens is the belt's slacker, so the RPMs got higher before it took off, almost like putting heavier clutch springs in. And what that did is it brought my 0 to 30 times down to 2.7, and look at that 8th mile time, 11.4. This bike rocks. That took like a second off. And 66 miles an hour top speed. That's a 3 mile an hour difference. So what a great mod. 115 variator, stock roller weights, which I think were 14. I don't know, it's in the video. And yeah, we've got the 842 belt. Great combo. If you can make the horsepower to push it, we're at 66 miles an hour.